right, welcome back to the next episode of the Fresh Trees podcast. I'm your host today, Jeremy, here with Justin. But today we've got two special guests today. Today joining with us, we've got Brittany and we've got Natalie. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. All right. So today our big topic is we're talking about urban legends. Okay. If you got any legends and they're urban, we're going to talk about them. Okay. So we've got a couple of them. Each of us kind of have like our own. Brittany's got one, Natalie's got one, I've got one. Justin's just here to just enjoy and also join in.
To add, just generally add to the experience.
Yeah. So that's what we've got on store, and then later on, if we have some time later, I've got another topic of discussion, but we'll see if we get to that. So first off, the first order of business is Bigfoot. So Brittany, what do you know about Bigfoot?
So much. I mean, I've watched the shows. I've listened to podcasts. Mm-hmm. There's so much information about this mysterious man.
The infamous Bigfoot.
Yes.
So okay. You're pretty deep in the Bigfoot sauce, you'd say?
Yes.
Deep in the lore?
I mean, I feel like it started a long time ago, but it's kept going from here. I've been building on my Bigfoot knowledge. So
you just snowballed in Bigfoot knowledge.
Exactly. Yep.
Are you a believer or just a supporter of the legend?
I feel like there's something. There's too many people that have seen the same sort of thing happen. And I know there are the haters that talk about, it's just someone in a suit that is making, people see things.
How do you know it's not me in the ghillie suit? You don't know that.
Right.
I could be going
traveling the country constantly.
I could be going nationwide. You don't know.
Because apparently Bigfoot, he travels. I'm now missing the word, but like he moves for the
wind. He migrates.
He migrates. Yes.
So are you migrating? Are you a believer in the singular Bigfoot? Like there's
or is there
one
a colony?
Bigfoot, or is it like a species of Bigfoot?
Yeah, right.
There's a species of Bigfoot. Yes, I believe in the species.
The Bigfoot.
I mean, that makes more sense, right?
Right. Because otherwise, what is this? Just an eternal man living forever?
The eternal man.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a big topic for years now. We have movies about it, Sasquatch Gang. I mean, we see how people can have taken it, but this goes back to the Native Americans. I mean, there's drawings in caves about this mysterious Bigfoot. So, I mean, there has to be something. So I've made some points that I thought we could talk about.
Show us the facts.
Okay. What I found interesting, and on some of the shows, they cover this topic, but in the middle of a forest where nobody is normally walking, but like maybe hunters would see it, there would be trees that are bent down unnaturally, or that you find these large nests. So they feel like these trees that are bent down, sometimes there's rocks, sometimes there's like skulls or remains of animals. And they believe this
not
is
human though.
No, not human.
Not human bones.
I don't think he partakes in the eating of human blood.
Okay. Well, that's an important point to remember.
Yeah, I think that's kind of essential to my opinion on Bigfoot is, will he eat me?
So no, but they feel like that is a form of communication to direct, like as a map, a guide to the other.
So you're saying that Bigfoot is leaving clues by bending trees.
Yes.
And leaving bones behind. Yes. Like it's like a breadcrumb trail.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the trees they believe are bent a certain way, and that is somehow communicating to the other Bigfoot.
So it's like, go this way, go that way.
Yes.
I see.
That's a big theory. There's been lots of stories of people that have experienced them throwing rocks at humans. Like there's been several, there was this old mining story. I think it was miners that they saw like this truck was lifted and moved And so they said the only thing like that was actually possible at the time would have been a Bigfoot.
Okay, so he's not going to eat me, but he will pelt me with rocks and throw my car.
So yeah, so not only is he the mysterious furry man, but he also has like super strength to lift up a truck.
I mean,
Right, because he's massive. I mean, so you have to think about his size.
Yeah.
So he would be able to lift a vehicle, but they believe that the throwing rocks is just so that they don't want the attention. They don't want people getting too close.
I feel like that's the opposite of attention. Something throws a rock at me and we'd be like,
But like, wouldn't that deter you? If someone is throwing large boulders at you.
I'm like, who the heck's throwing boulders?
Let me go up there.
Like,
It wouldn't happen.
That's pretty aggressive. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't say he wasn't aggressive. I just don't think he eats humans.
he likes to terrorize and
Yes.
attack.
He's just trying to be a menace to society.
Exactly. Like, well, I mean, honestly, humans are the menace. They're the ones that are trying to
Oh,
encroach onto his.
Yeah.
I see what side Brittany's on now.
We're making a statement here.
Yes. This is her official statement.
Bigfoot rights.
Yep. Another really interesting point. I think Natalie will really enjoy this one. So there's been a lot of like a big thing in the Bigfoot culture, like the scientists that go out to research this, they use like the thermal cams to find him.
Right.
And there's been many instances on thermal cams and people that have seen it in person where he disappears into thin air. Like he's there, and I've watched it on camera. Like
you've seen it personally.
but I've seen it in the shows. Like they have a thermal camera and you see this large object on it, and all of a sudden it goes away. And then there's been multiple interviews with people that said that they've seen, like people that live like in these like rural mountain areas say that they've seen him. And then the next thing they know, he's just gone. Like, but it was like out in the open. So there's a large theory in the Bigfoot community that Bigfoot could be alien. He could be an alien of some sort.
And he has cold blood. He has a cold heart.
Cold heart.
So there is a large belief that he could be extraterrestrial.
I think that the disappearing Bigfoot does factor into a scientific study I read on Twitter.
Oh,
okay.
Are you all familiar with flat Bigfoot theory?
No.
It's concurrent to flat Earth theory, which I'm sure we know. But the reason Bigfoot disappears is because he turns sideways and then he vanishes.
No.
And then you can't find him.
Very interesting. I've not heard that theory.
Does this support your beliefs, Brittany?
No, I mean,
I feel like that is the least possible way to describe why.
There's no flat Stanley here, okay?
But I mean, who's to say he's not extraterrestrial? That could be why we haven't found him, like actual proof, concrete proof of him.
So if he's extraterrestrial, do you believe that there's a whole planet of Bigfoots?
I don't know about that, but maybe. What if there is? How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm not the one that's explaining Bigfoot over here. How do you feel about that?
I don't know about a whole colony of Bigfoot, on a planet of Bigfoot.
You know what, Brittany? Maybe their end goal is just Bigfoot colonization. That's just that's just the big picture there.
That could be.
Are they just Wookiees then, basically?
Right. Yeah.
Seriously?
I mean, okay, so let's talk about that. Where did George Lucas get inspiration?
No other thing. Yeah.
He saw a Bigfoot.
He
that's
did.
going in my movie. Like, have you seen the fan story online that says, since it takes a long time ago that Chewbacca and Han found the Milky Way galaxy, if they crash landed on Earth, and then Chewbacca is Bigfoot now?
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Also, there was one show in particular, I won't name names. They had a primatologist with them on their hunt. She was not like one of those like Bigfoot supporters. Like she was actually like, I want actual concrete proof that he exists. She goes, I'm a scientist. I'm not going to come out here and just be like, oh yeah, he exists. She goes, I need actual proof.
Mm-hmm.
But they had someone come out with her. I think they were in Oregon or like Washington State, one of the areas over there, one of the main like areas that Bigfoot is known to exist. So they had some special new, I think, government radar system, and they were using it, and everything that came back on the radar was coming back as primates. And she's like, we do not have primates in the United States. And she's like, so I don't know, because it went by sound. So they played a call that they believe to be a Bigfoot call. So they believe it's like howls or barks that they use to communicate. So they played it. And then the next thing you know, a few moments later, there was one from like miles down coming back. And when that came back, the radar was up in this, it was like radar, but for like sound, and it came back as primate. It registered as primate. And so they're like, she's like, there's no other explanation really. She goes, I know that's not 100% proof, but she goes, it does lead me more to believe that it is possible that he is out there.
Now, what if Bigfoot is just a master of disguise and is faking these primate calls?
I mean, he could.
Wouldn't it still be a Bigfoot primate call, even if he was like faking the call, because he's still making the sound?
That's what he wants you to think, okay? He wants you to think that.
What if he is a primate?
He could be.
That is something that's like real talk is kind of interesting, because North America is one of the only continents, only continents with our kind of climate that doesn't have like apes or monkeys on it. That's so like true. Where's our monkey?
Yeah.
And maybe it's Bigfoot.
Our monkey's out there in the forest.
But yeah.
Right.
You know, since you said he could be an alien, do you think he's an escapee from Area 51?
Oh, that is a very interesting theory.
I can't even get into Area 51 right now.
You don't really see that much, but
no. Because they don't want you to know that.
Yeah, this one's gonna get demonetized.
We're getting demonetized. Yeah,
we're getting shadow banned for this episode.
Yep, definitely. All right.
Those are my main.
Is that your main points?
Yes.
All right. I think it's that's pretty good stuff there.
Did I make you a believer?
See, I wouldn't say I'm like pro Bigfoot, but it's just, I feel like there's not enough substance there for me,
what are all these people seeing? There's too many people over a huge length of time that have reported the same thing.
Yeah. See, I think my only thing is that now, obviously, originally it could have been something. And, some people might, but I feel like now since there's just this whole legend of Bigfoot and that some people know about it, some people are just making jokes and doing fake stuff, there's almost too many occasions for it to be
there's too many hoaxers out there.
Right.
Not everybody sees Bigfoot every single weekend. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like also if they do migrate, that could explain the different locales and the different time frames that they see him.
How do they hide in the winter?
Yeah, where do
they hibernate?
Do they hibernate? Do they just room with the bears?
I think that's they're roommates. No, I think they move to warmer climate.
So they go to Mexico.
Every state has their own version. I mean, Ohio has the grass man.
That's where the chupacabra comes then. He goes to Mexico.
They go and hang out with the chupacabras in Puerto Rico, and
they go to Cabo San Lucas for the winter.
Yeah, nothing like Bigfoot on the beach with a margarita,
Yeah, exactly. Living life.
Okay. All right. Is that your concluding and final statement, Brittany?
Yes.
All right.
Keep real.
All right, Natalie.
Well, to round out the Bigfoot discussion, I think that's the one that has a lot of the most valid research and analysis, and it's
the most traction, I would say.
And it's honestly
all of them.
Yeah.
It's probably the one that's the most believable if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's the most rational, I think, feasible. Because there's some ones out there that it's just beyond reason.
Because we approach Mothman.
Which brings us to mine, right?
Which brings us to the next one. Natalie is going to present us with Mothman.
Ah, yes, the man, the moth, the legend. So do you want me to just start with like Mothman history?
We need to like. Not
Give us
everybody
some
knows what
backstory.
this is, so
Yeah.
let's
Okay.
Let the
backstory
listeners know who
and,
Mothman is.
and
All
who
right.
he really is.
So imagine, if you will, you're a teenager in 1966
Oh,
and you're in a car with 3 to 4 other teenagers. I'm blurry on the details,
Mhm.
but you're driving down the road in the night and you see a creature emerge from the woods that you describe to the police later on as a winged creature, the size of a man with glowing eyes, that then chased you out of the woods. And that was the
all I-
initial Mothman encounter.
Okay.
All I can think of is that moth character from SpongeBob. That
oh my
was the
god.
superhero.
You know, they
But-
actually Killer Moth from Batman is
Oh,
based off of the
Okay.
Mothman
Okay.
from because this was in West Virginia is where he was first seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Okay.
But his part of some of the theories out there, the sort of haters, as
The
Brittany said.
Mothman haters.
Yeah, the Mothman haters might say he was just a sandhill crane and the teenagers just got freaked out. But this is not the case. He's
That's not
actually
logical.
some kind of mutant experiment because in that area was a World War II munitions factory in like that part of the neck of the woods that they were in.
Mhm.
So one of the theories is that he's some kind of mutant experiment that lived in that munitions factory and escaped to wreak havoc on West Virginia for like one summer and then vanish.
So this is like an X-Men mutant situation.
This
Yeah.
this is very like 1960s Hulk origin story type.
Yeah,
stuff, you
yeah.
know?
A little
He
bit.
came from the
yeah.
experiment center.
The gamma
Yeah.
radiation and yeah.
I could definitely see with the radioactivity, like I could see something happening.
Mhm.
That's my thought. Is
Yeah.
like, because the way they described it, and like there was a couple other sightings within like that same span of, I was like a couple weeks or something. And obviously some of those are just like, it came and killed my dog and what came in my house. There was one guy who said that it was messing with his TV connection. Like he thought it was like making his TV get staticky.
Oh my god.
And so,
Like,
yeah, I don't know. But like there was a couple other like sightings and people like described it in the same way. And what my theory is maybe it was like a sandhill crane
Mhm.
or some other like experimentation that was either just like born a mutant and was like deformed and freakish or or like somebody made it, it's a government experiment gone wrong.
yeah, but
That's
how
my theory.
big is this crane to that the point that people feel
I think
like
it was
he's
a man.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me, because I was like, the sandhill cranes are pretty big, but they were like, the people insisted it was like a huge thing, like big man.
Yeah.
And
A huge
so
man.
yeah. So
Are you-
I don't know how credible it's just a normal crane explanation is.
Are you sure these 1960s kids who spotted it just weren't on drugs?
They denied to the police that they had taken any substances.
Of course they did.
Oh, of
I
course.
think that's awful accusatory of you, Justin,
Yeah,
to
Justin.
assume
What are you saying about kids in the 60s,
that
Justin?
these 4 teenagers at like 2 a.m. in West Virginia in 1966.
I mean,
might
that's
have been
totally
on
normal.
drugs.
Yeah, come on,
Right?
Justin. What are you thinking?
But when they took them back, apparently when they took them back to the police station, they separated them all and interviewed them separately, and all of their stories matched up.
Okay.
So like it wasn't some like thing that one of them hallucinated and then
Yeah.
told the other ones. Like they all saw the same thing or think they did.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I mean, it could have been a joint hallucination, but
Yeah. But part
Bro,
of
you
what
see
I
the size of
love.
that crane, dude?
Part of my favorite thing to come out of, no matter what the origin of Mothman is that it has become like a tourist thing. That Point Pleasant in West Virginia has capitalized on the Mothman legend.
Mhm.
They have a festival. They have a statue in his honor
Yes.
in the town. This giant metal statue, which if you give it a Google, somebody's put a lot of time and effort into sculpting
Some
his
profound
backside.
butt cheeks.
Yeah, he has some profound butt cheeks that I don't understand, but I think is really funny. But yeah, they have like Mothman themed cookies and stores you can go to and tours.
I'm gonna go to
So
Mothman Fest.
I know.
That'd be so
Dream
cool.
vacation.
Oh man. So
Has there been any modern day sightings of the Mothman, or was
There's still like none that like are credible. It seems like one of those like instances. That's why I don't think that there's like a Mothman species out there living in the woods, or even whatever it is probably dead. Like if it was something alive out there, I think it's probably gone now, because all the ones now are the same, like, you know, we went hiking looking for Mothman and we saw him.
Yeah.
And
Like, no,
so
you
I'm like,
didn't.
I'm like, no, I don't believe that.
It was more of like an isolated incident, just a one
I
time.
think it was, he just terrorized that area for like a couple weeks and then vanished forever.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, but to the point that Justin made about Bigfoot, could he be in a, like, was Area 51, I'm not sure on the date of when that happened, was that around at that point?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
Area 51, that was like Cold War time.
Yeah, it was around.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, he could have escaped from there.
I mean that's kind of a far distance, like
It is.
Arizona.
Yeah, how
Why?
did he
Nevada.
get from Nevada to
Yeah.
West, and why did he go from Nevada to West Virginia?
No, it would be more likely for him to go to Florida.
Or he could
Yeah.
be an alien.
That is another good point. He could be extraterrestrial.
Maybe he was scoping out West Virginia and decided it was not the place.
He's like, hey, actually, this isn't too great. I'm leaving.
Maybe they just played a lot of John Denver there or something.
He was like, you know, Blue Ridge Mountains. He was like, I can't resist it. You know, Shenandoah River. Come on, I can't resist it.
Gotta see these country roads.
Yeah, he's like, they're gonna take me home. Okay, Mothman. All right.
Okay.
Because I mean, now for those listening or watching, Natalie has spoken to us multiple times previously about her interest in Mothman.
I'm very interested in Mothman. I like his lore, and there's a lot of misinformation out there about Mothman, because people keep putting it in video games and making terrible movies with Richard Gere in it. And so just ignore all the hype. You got to get back to the Mothman roots to understand him and like what he's about. Because he's not in no Mothman prophecies. He's not hanging out in, you know, he's not still out there. All he wanted to do was terrorize some teenagers in 1966 and then leave. That was all he was about.
Return of the Mothman, the prophecy.
There we go.
It's our next summer flick we're gonna make.
Yeah, Natalie goes hunting for Mothman.
I would. We should go on a hike. Go find him.
Yeah.
Find his evidence.
Like, see this? This is where he sat. These are the butt cheek imprints of Mothman. Okay, in the ground.
Like, you find like the cast of the Bigfoot foot, but it's just Mothman's.
These are perfectly
cheeks.
round indents in the dirt.
We can compare it to the statue and see how it holds up.
You, like, see, people, it lines up. It was confirmed.
He's real.
Because the statue is definitely a accurate representation of his body proportions.
That artist knew what he was doing.
Oh yeah. All right. So do you have anything further to say about Mothman?
Stan Mothman, go to the Mothman festival, read up on Mothman, and that's about it. I'm just out here, you know, advocating for Mothman. Yeah, I'm pro Mothman.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the small businesses that promote Mothman.
Support Mothman businesses.
Yes.
You know what Mothman needs? He needs to get a not like a sponsorship, but like a what do you call a thing that's like in sports they have the mascot. He needs to be a mascot for something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta all West Virginia sports teams need to abandon whatever mascot they have.
It's not
pick up on the Mothman.
Whatever it is, it's not as good as Mothman. I can tell you that.
Even
have some pride.
Come on.
Sasquatch has Jack Link's beef jerky.
Yes.
True.
He needs to promote something.
And I mean, I feel like a lot of touristy shops we saw in Michigan, they all promote Bigfoot.
Mhm.
There's Bigfoot t-shirts. There are signs. People have the cutouts in their yard.
Yeah.
So
What
It's-
product do we think that Mothman should sell?
mothballs.
I mean, he could. I was gonna say like bug zappers. I don't know.
Yeah, they're Mothman proof.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have like a sauce or something, a sauce brand.
The
Moth
Mothman.
sauce.
Like a barbecue sauce or a
It-
hot sauce?
Both.
Oh,
Huh.
a whole.
One
Or
of
like
those.
spicy moth.
Spicy moth.
Yeah.
It's like just radioactive waste flavored.
yeah.
It's lime green.
All right. So now that we have discussed both Bigfoot and the Mothman, I think it's time that I talk about the one that I kind of have prepared for this. All right.
We've talked about
We've talked this before.
Between the two of us.
Yeah.
I don't think we've told you guys about it before.
I don't know. But so
It's pretty
I just
funny.
have one. And this creature hails from Alaska. Okay. And it is called the Alaskan Kushtaka.
Oh boy.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna say bullworm for a second.
No, I wanted to. Okay. Now, real quick, there's not really as much backstory as there is with Natalie's Mothman, like a certain date, but basically, it's basically an otter in Alaska, and I'll just tell you right now, people go missing, okay, from these otters.
Oh
okay?
no.
From
Yes.
an otter.
Yes. So it says the story is in Alaska. I'm reading the skimming this page because we were scrambling to find this. Anyway, so basically
Your
these
verified source.
it's a verified
Yeah.
source. Yes. These otters live in coastal Alaska and Canada. Okay. And what they do is people say that they are shapeshifters that look like men. Okay. Now these are definitely real. Okay. They are shape-shifting otters that look like men. Okay. And they have bad intentions and evil intentions against humans. Okay.
Oh no.
Yes. And it says that these shapeshifters, this is the story. It says, as you're walking through your village or hunting in the woods or fishing in the sea, a man or a group of men will approach you. These just might look like normal men, but no, there's the Kushtaka.
What?
Yes. Okay.
You had me threatened at group of men.
I mean, I know. And then they turn into otters. It's even more terrifying. Okay.
I'm
then-
just picturing us standing at a lake and these men approach, and then all of a sudden they're on the ground
All of a
as
sudden,
otters.
there's like, no. It's like, there's like otters on the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So
They
they
got
turn.
fangs and all.
Yes. Okay. And it says that these creatures only appear when you're lost or injured. So when you're weak. Okay.
Oh.
When you're weak is when they appear. So they know
Do
you.
they smell blood?
I don't know. I don't know that yet.
They smell fear.
They smell fear. That's what they do. Okay. And see what they do is they lead you into the wilderness. Okay. And then they tear you to pieces. Okay.
I have a question.
Wait, I'm not done. I'm almost to a good point. This is like the climax. Okay. We're at the peak
Oh,
right now. Okay.
wait, tear you to pieces wasn't the climax?
No, it's not. This is not even this. No, we're not there yet. Okay.
Okay.
So they take you into the woods. Okay. And then they either tear you to pieces or they turn you into one of them. They turn
That's
you
a
into a
dream.
Kushtaka.
So they take over your
That's
body.
Yes. So you turn into a shape-shifting otter. Okay.
That doesn't sound like a terrible alternative. I would pitch that to him up front. Be like, instead of eating me, let me join you.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, pal, I've been looking for this opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've actually come looking for you guys.
I've come
I
looking.
approached you.
I
My
broke my
question
own
is-
leg in the woods, so I can be found.
I
Okay.
wanted you to find me.
Yes.
But how do they lead you into the woods?
I was just getting there. Okay. So obviously you're hurt or you're lost. Okay. And it says that they are especially dangerous because they lure you to them by making noises or screaming sorts that sound like women or children in distress.
Oh,
So you go into the woods.
yeah, I don't like
thinking,
that.
I gotta help this fine lady in the woods, or I gotta help these kids. No, it's a shape-shifting otter.
That is
And then you
creepy.
get
So
taken.
they're men
No, they're
and
otters.
otters,
They're both.
but they can sound like women or babies.
Yes.
That's
So, but they've already approached me. At what point do they start making the baby noises? Because that's not going to make me want to follow them.
See, I think this is more of a, this happens first. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
before
Like
they approach
like
you.
you go there, like you hear these noises and you go there, and then you're like, oh, it's just a couple of bros in the woods, you know? But then
Making
it's
But you're
not.
baby
injured.
sounds.
But then it's not.
Again,
They wait till you're injured and then act like they need help,
No,
thinking that you're
it's-
injured.
It's
and gonna
lost
help
or
them.
it's lost or injured, Brittany. So you could be one of either.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And then it says, but once they see you coming, you'll never escape. And that's it. And then you're gone.
That's your tagline. You never escape.
Yes.
I think the moral of that one is if you're ever in Alaska, don't help any like
If you see a
screaming
woman or child in help,
babies.
just turn the
If
other
you-
way.
If
Yeah.
you hear a woman
Just
or
don't help.
baby in
Look it the other
distress,
way.
just keep walking.
Yeah.
You can't
No.
get injured.
No. No.
now I don't know if it lists this in the article or not, or if you knew. Is this more of just like a thing to scare the kids at night, or is there like been older sightings of these before?
Now, this one is more or less a legend, not a sighting, but I still
Yeah.
like it because it says at the end of the article, it says Alaskan mothers are fond of this legend, and it said and they would tell it to their children to keep them from wandering away too far from home.
Okay.
You're like,
Ah,
little
okay.
Jimmy, better not wander out there because you get lost and you'll get turned into an otter man, okay? And they'll never
No.
see you again.
Your shapeshifter did remind me of a point about Bigfoot.
Okay.
Okay.
Shapeshift.
Okay. So there was a scientist, I think it was Harvard or Yale, that this one research crew they went and met with, because there's a theory that Bigfoot has invisibility powers.
No, it's a visibility cloak.
And this, well, okay. So the scientist, though, at one of the colleges, he says, like, people joke about invisibility cloaks, but he's like, that's actually a reality because we've already have the technology to do this. And so he was like, if Bigfoot is alien, he's like, who's to say that they can't turn invisible?
I mean,
There's already the technology to do it.
if
What
he's
is-
alien, then you know.
Yeah. What is Bigfoot's purpose here?
Yeah.
Like-
What's his agenda? What's he
What's
trying
his
to do?
agenda that he's
Yeah.
creeping
Wants
around
to
in
live
our woods with
peacefully
a
in the
invisibility?
Until people come and torture him.
Mm.
See, but how can they torture him if they've never actually seen him?
Well, people have seen him.
Oh,
just
they've
haven't-
seen like 240p images of him. Okay.
Well, here's also the other thing. We know that Mothman just likes to terrorize people, but Bigfoot, like, he's usually just hiding or running. So, like,
He's a viber. He just
What-
chills out, you
if
know.
he's just trying to
live his
live
life
his
and
life, yeah.
He just wants to be left alone.
He's just
Yeah.
he's like, leave me to the woods, man. Okay. Like,
But yeah, your shape shifting just reminded me of that point.
yeah. So yeah, that is the Kushtaka of Alaska. Yeah.
Quite terrifying, actually.
Don't go out there, otherwise you'll be lost in the frozen tundra forever and ever, never
That
to be seen
actually-
again.
That reminds me of, because it was a story told to scare children. That reminds me, do you guys remember the cryptid story we grew up hearing?
Yes.
The Wampus cat.
The Wampus cat.
Yeah.
It's not even a regional thing. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
anywhere you go.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go, it could be
He
there.
follows you anywhere you go.
I
I don't even-
remember hearing that, and like while I was listening to your dad tell the story, I'd be like, "This is so dumb. This is not scary. This is the dumbest story I ever heard." And then
Yeah.
as I was walking back to the house or to the camper, I would be terrified.
Yes.
As soon as
It's
I,
a delayed reaction.
Yeah.
Well, see, you just gotta act all tough and it's like, oh, that's fine. You're just like, oh my gosh, like,
literally,
And I don't even know if we have a visual of what it looks like. It's just it exists.
it just exists.
yeah,
Serious.
it's a cat and it wants to eat you, and
It
it's
eats you.
lingering wherever you're at. It's out there.
Yeah. Wherever you're at, it's already there. It's already been there.
Yep.
You got anything, Justin? You got any?
I don't have any specially prepared legends. I already mentioned chupacabra. I just think that's kind of funny.
I just I
you know, I
know
used
about the
to
chupacabra.
we used to just call it Mexican Bigfoot, but it's actually more of like a lizard man, I think.
Yes.
So
Mark Zuckerberg.
oh.
Okay, that's
So,
the real urban
You guys
legend.
don't have a Facebook for this, right? Because that's not going to go over great.
No.
we have no Facebook presence.
Yeah, see,
Good.
that's why. Okay, Facebook people can't get at us.
You know,
Yeah.
I guess another one I can bring up, besides Bigfoot, everybody already knows about Nessie, Loch Ness
Yeah.
monster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I 100% believe.
Yeah.
Loch
What are
Okay.
your
Are you
thoughts?
serious?
What are your
Yes,
thoughts on
that's
Nessie?
No.
We have not explored all of the bodies of water deep enough to know every creature that is in the water.
Okay, but Nessie's not in like the ocean.
Yeah, but isn't it in like
She's
Scotland?
Yeah,
or
she's in
something?
a
Yes.
lake in Scotland.
Yeah.
We have
I-
explored that lake.
I did not like prepare to defend my beliefs, but I did listen to a podcast that was very convincing on the research of Nessie. I believe Nessie is out there.
So more of the
What
story
is-
is if you listen to a podcast, it must be correct.
You're an expert.
No, but they had very convincing facts. There was multiple. They actually had caught it on film.
Oh,
How do you catch it
Yes.
on film?
We will move on.
No, we won't.
I believe.
No,
We're on this
no.
now. We're on
no,
Nessie.
hang on.
I don't have my facts. I was not prepared to defend Nessie's honor.
Just
But
think,
I believe that Nessie is real.
just think conceptually. What is Nessie eating in that little lake? Like, it's supposed to be a huge plesiosaur, right? Like, what is it eating in this
Some
lake that
minnows.
is sustaining it?
The fisherman.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. Again, I was not prepared to defend
Helpless
Nessie's
children.
honor. So that could be a whole separate podcast.
Yeah. Well,
I'm firmly anti-Nessie. It was an
Yeah,
it was a picture of an elephant trunk, and everybody got all freaked out.
Why would there be one in the water?
They didn't
Like,
take the
in
picture
Scotland.
there. It was a
They didn't have
picture.
geolocation back then.
Yeah. I don't know the story, but I guarantee some Scottish guy went to Africa, got a cool picture of an elephant, and then came back and told all his friends that it was the lake monster. And then that was that.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
sightings of
okay.
it was on a bridge.
It was on the bridge.
It's just
They
sitting
were-
on the bridge.
There was what I remember from the story was that there was a family in a car, and I believe that they were driving on the bridge and they saw it and they got out. And I think I don't remember fully. I want to say they like took pictures, but
What year
it
was
like
this?
one of the famous pictures of it, like from back in the day.
No, I
Okay,
feel
so they had like
There
bad
was
cameras.
cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cameras. Yeah.
You take it with my
just one
Polaroid.
pixel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just if it was the
I'm a
ocean,
believer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if it was like wide open ocean, 100%
I believe you.
believable. Because yeah,
Yeah,
because those
for
go
sure.
down like miles and miles and miles, you know. But then like but some lake in Scotland, like I don't know,
But
probably just
how
some
deep
drunk
is the
dudes.
lake?
Okay,
what?
what?
What if there's
It's the
what
lake.
if
Let's
what if
move
there's
on.
a secret tunnel that goes into the ocean?
I'm just saying there's possibilities. We've not explored all of the
We got like
every
some
single body of
aqueducts
water
down there.
currently.
I mean, we have explored that lake is the only thing. So
There's
I'm
a
not
secret
saying- I'm
hatch.
not saying I believe that
There's a
he's
secret-
alive now,
yeah.
but
I
back
don't
in
know.
the day, I believe it was possible for it to exist.
If it was the ocean, I definitely believe you because there's actually been like cryptids that turned out to be
Yeah.
real in the ocean.
Yeah.
Those, like with the giant squids, everybody back in the day, they didn't think those were real because there was like the legend of the Kraken and everything that were based
Yeah.
off of the giant squids.
Okay.
And everybody
Yeah.
thought that like, you know, the Vikings were just loonies, but then they ended up finding them and like discovering the giant squid. So it was a cryptid before that turned out to be a real animal.
Yeah, because
There's
like
precedent.
yeah, like so if it was open ocean, like I can totally see it happening because like I was just watching this video and it was like saying how obviously like miles in the ocean where there's like zero light, you know, there's all sorts of like freaks down there, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
Like there's like these fish that have like no eyes and there's like the weird
Right.
like like anglerfish and stuff even farther down. So it's like then it's believable because we don't know what the heck's down there.
I would love to
like-
explore the ocean.
Yeah.
That is like one of my favorite things to learn about.
So more of the story, I feel like Nessie is outdated. That's what I'll say.
Mm.
I still like the idea of general oceanic creature legend.
Now that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Not
I believe
necessarily-
it's in the ocean? Probably.
We can agree on that.
Brittany said she didn't have information, but then she came back with a rebuttal.
There you
Anyway,
go.
she's like, well, actually, I
That's how
watched
you
this
do it.
thing.
It's up there.
It's in there.
That's like what are they called? The ones from the blue holes down in like South America.
Yeah.
It's another like
Oh, is it?
oceanic
Oh.
legend with the Luska, which is a shark
Oh,
squid that lives in the blue holes, which are the little circles of water inland that are connected to the
Mm.
ocean.
Yeah.
And they're like common in South America, but apparently there's a creature that lives in there called the Luska that reaches up with its tentacles and yanks you down into the depths and eats you in the catacombs.
Oh,
But
yikes.
that one's plausible
That
because they're connected to the sea, so
Yeah.
I believe that.
yeah.
Then they should just escape out, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
so.
And people disappear in those blue holes all the time. They're not safe to be swimming in, but
Yeah,
turn into Luska food.
Luska food.
Or maybe you shift into Alaska.
Yo, you
Mm.
you could become a Luska, just like you become a Kushtaka.
Maybe
Wait, the names add up. Luska, Kushtaka. Coincidence?
Full circle on this is that there is no Bigfoot population. He catches you, or the people who have like real Bigfoot sightings become the next Bigfoot, and that's why they've
Oh.
lasted for so
And that's
long.
why it's
There we go.
we've
we
cracked
the
it.
case.
Really
Yeah.
good. That's why Bigfoot has been alive for like 100 years. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay. This
Alright.
is making sense.
we're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere. See, obviously we're all professionals
Podcast
on here.
is gonna like go. The ratings are gonna be amazing.
I
See,
know.
this is prime stuff that podcasts are made of.
Yeah.
Legends, conspiracies, and just duking it all out and
Yeah.
talking about
It's
it.
the perfect storm of podcasts,
Just opinion, conjecture, and a little bit of fact sprinkled over. the
Totally
top.
real and backed up facts.
a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah.
From
Very
completely
verified sources.
completely verified Google articles.
In
so-
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I'll pose another question for the Bigfoot expert. What's the difference between the Bigfoot and the Yeti?
Oh,
They
I
are related.
forgot about the
So
Yeti.
it's just a different, like there's so many different names that Bigfoot goes by. And
Mhm.
I think the Yeti is just a different variation.
He's
of
just
him.
the winter version.
Yeah.
He's
His
just
cousin.
He's the cousin.
and then his other distant cousin, the Sand Yeti.
The Sand Yeti, yeah.
Can't forget those.
Yeah, we can't forget those. If you're ever on some sand dunes and it's bumpy, it's them Sand Yetis.
That's
They're
the
hiding
Sand
under
Yeti.
there.
They're hiding under there.
I have read that though before, like that there's different like species of Bigfoot, because I've heard people talk about the skunk apes are like the Florida Bigfoot variety.
Yeah.
That they live in
Skunk?
the
Skunk ape.
Everglades and they're called a skunk ape.
Do they look like a skunk or they look like a monkey?
Well, they look like a monkey to me, because there's like actual pictures of these ones that exist
Yeah.
that are pretty good, and I can't tell if it's a real animal or not.
But it's like
Uh,
clear enough that you can
Yeah,
like
you can kind of see its face a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's like hidden in some plants, and some lady took a picture of it. But it looks different than like your stereotypical Bigfoot. It's got like long hair like an orangutan
mhm,
almost.
yeah.
And it has like a white stripe, which I think is why they called it the skunk ape. Or
Does
it's also very stinky, apparently.
Stinky.
So-
Okay.
Well, that's another thing is that they also feel like it's all coming like clear to me back from the informed videos that I watch. I won't call them documentaries, but they do feel that Bigfoot can emit scents just like other animals do. And that's
Yeah.
also a way that they communicate, because there have been stories. There was one story of this woman in the woods. She was with her boyfriend and they turned around and saw him. And she's like, I've seen bears. Like, I don't get scared by that stuff. And she was like, that's the most scared I've ever been in my life. She's like, he was charging at us. Like, so they ran.
What?
They got in their car and left. But she said her boyfriend went back the next day to like look around and stuff. And she said that he said it smelled the worst smell he's ever smelled in his life. And so they do feel like that Bigfoot emits like this territorial like scent. So
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, but gorillas do that a little bit. So,
But there's no gorillas in America.
unless there is a gorilla in America and it's a Bigfoot.
exactly.
It's just like a Planet of the Apes situation. There's just monkeys having their own society out there.
Yeah.
Using tunnels. I mean, there are theories that they use like underground tunnels to move around. So
hang on. You're telling me that there's a nationwide network of Bigfoot tunnels that we have somehow not encountered.
With our miles of oil drilling and fracking.
They believe like in certain areas that they use like old mining routes, like old mines to get around.
The old miner's tale, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then.
Nationwide network of tunnels.
So they're not innovating. They're just using our old stuff.
Oh, so they're a bunch of bums. That's what they are. Okay. They're a bunch of leeches.
That makes me feel better because I don't know how I feel about like an advanced society of Bigfoots
You're like,
living
no.
below our feet.
Like they can't dig, but we can.
Yeah.
All right. Justin, do you want me to get into some of the topic?
You're non creature related.
Non-creature related, but still weird.
Okay.
All right. So now I could have definitely come way more prepared on this, but I didn't have enough time. So we might do this in another episode as well if I come like fully prepared. Okay. But there was this thing that I discovered within the past year. And when I discovered it, I became so obsessed with it. Like there was a night I just spent like multiple hours. I was like reading things, watching YouTube videos and like all this stuff. Okay. Because I was like, I gotta get more of this. You know what I'm saying? Like I just couldn't get enough, you know?
I gotta tell somebody.
I was telling Justin all about it, you know? So there's this thing I have discovered. It is a place. Okay. And it's a place and a group of people. Okay.
Would you call it a cult?
No, I don't think so.
It's a mysterious organization.
It's a secret organization. That's what I would say it is. Okay. It's called the Bohemian Grove. Okay. Yes. Because okay. So the Bohemian Grove. Okay. This is all from memory. Okay. I'm doing it right. There's no notes here. Okay. So the Bohemian Grove, it's a place in Southern California. Okay. I think it's like somewhere near San Francisco. It's like deep in the woods. Okay. There's this big land of government property. Okay. That is not allowed. That obviously it's all like blocked off, gated off, that nobody's allowed to go on. You know, you're not allowed to like fly over it. No fly zone type deal. Okay. And people have, obviously there's all sorts of theories online. Okay. All sorts of stuff. And the most common is that, so at this place is where all of, whether it's the richest, the most powerful people all over the world, okay, they come and they all meet. Like I don't know if how often. I don't know if it's like once a year or whatever, but they all come meet here at the Bohemian Grove, okay. And like now don't ask me how, but I found like a list of some people that were in it, okay, and it was like, you know, like famous people, you know, past presidents, you know, stuff like that. But not everybody is in it because one, you have to be like, I don't know if you had to be like asked or chosen, but you also had to pay like a ton of money as well. Because obviously these are like top 1% people on the entire world. Okay. So, and they come together and I mean, there's like some pictures online that I've seen, okay, and it's all like weird stuff. Like there's like I mean, this whole thing could just be somebody's like summer camp. I don't know, but because there's pictures of like all these people, I'd have to find them again. And there's like huge like bonfires going on, okay, and all these people, okay, and it literally is like government property, and you're not allowed to get on there, okay, and do you guys know who Alex Jones is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
He
Okay.
infiltrated it.
Oh no.
He went inside of it. Okay. So I
Who
want.
is this?
Oh, he's like this like reporter guy.
That's
Hey,
generous.
that's a
Yeah,
stretch.
I know, but Brittany doesn't know who he is. He's kind of crazy. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
He thinks he has authority over
yeah,
news, but
he thinks he's top dog. Anyway, so I found again. Don't ask me how I found this. I found this like cam footage on YouTube. Okay, of that a lot years ago. Like this was like early 2000s or something that he was able to get in. Okay. Because they were having all these people, they were having this big banquet, to discuss who knows what. So, they were having, like entertainment and food and all this stuff. And he was able, not by invite, he was able to like sneak in. Okay. And there's this like janky cam footage, okay, of like what's inside. And again, like I'd have to relook at it again. But eventually I told you this, Justin. I forgot. Did he get caught and then get thrown out or
yeah, well, what was it? It was inside of a banquet hall or something?
No, but remember, it's all outside.
Or
Remember,
was it just all outside?
it's all like open, but like it's like there's so much property blocked off that you can't even like see it because it's so far,
Okay.
But it was like all outside, and it was just like all these people everywhere. And I know this probably sounds pretty jank, okay? It's all there in my head, That's why I said I'm not prepared, But
I
like,
believe you. I believe it.
dude, okay, see, I got Natalie on this, okay?
I mean, I do believe like something like
Mhm.
this happens.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
a stretch.
Yeah,
But it's what do they do there?
yeah, but and there was all sorts. Yeah, and that's the biggest question. Is like, what did they do? It's like, is it just all these rich people coming together to like party for a
Like, party,
weekend?
yeah.
Or they discussing some world domination
Yeah,
plan?
what's that other cult called? The one where all the like famous
The
rich-
Illuminati?
The Illuminati.
Yeah, the Illuminati.
Yeah, but I
Like
think-
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a similar thing.
All right, but see, I feel like, but this is different. I feel like,
I think Illuminati is just more of just like a non-active membership thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm a part of the Illuminati.
like,
but-
sure
You
you
don't
are,
actually do anything.
Yeah.
But this like people had said that like past presidents. I think they said like Richard Nixon was in it, and or like Kennedy, and it's not like bad people. So it's not like oh, he's a bad person. It was just like these famous and wealthy or like powerful people. So it was talking about like ambassadors or like presidents from other countries, and like here, or like even like I don't remember who, but even say some like really really famous like musicians or whatever would go to it. But anyway, I'll definitely come back. We're gonna come back on this because now I can come with like receipts and facts.
Yeah.
Okay. But
when you first started in on that, I was expecting like a most dangerous game twist in there.
Yeah.
Like they're hunting humans.
They're hunting
It's
people.
not a
No.
land.
But
So much tamer
Maybe
than
they
I
are. We don't know.
there's
True.
but there's definitely some weird stuff going on there. I don't know what. So I remember seeing the pictures, and like the pictures are weird. It's not
Mhm.
just like when I was talking about like the bonfires, it's not just like I don't. It was just weird. I don't know, and I was just like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so intrigued. I don't know why. I fell down the rabbit hole deep on that one, but
California is such a haven for stuff like that.
it's
Like
such a wretched hive. Okay.
all of the cults and stuff seem to happen out there.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is this? But
They just lost their California audience.
Yeah.
dang, no,
All
there
you-
goes
all
my
you folks.
yeah, dude. All right, man. There they go. And we called them. I called them a wretched hive. Now they're gone.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just my ticket into it. Okay, they'll be like, yo, this kid knows. Okay, and be
Yeah.
like, get him in here.
No, this is the opposite of getting. in,
Dang, now
right?
that I'm gonna be blacklisted. I'm gonna be banned. Okay.
Jeremy
like-
just disappears after this.
I disappeared, and they're
Right?
like, he found out about the Bohemian Grove. We need to get him out of here. So my FBI guy watching me right now is like, shoot, we got a code red going on right now. Like, oh my goodness. But
You're just gonna wake up in the Bohemian Grove, like in a beach chair next to Tupac.
Oh my, yes.
And Elvis.
I'm gonna wake up and it's gonna be like an all white room, and I walk out and it's like the forest, you know, or like the beach, you know, and it's just gonna be like,
Like
where
Maze
am I?
Runner.
Or something. It's like, yeah, it's like welcome to your new life. It's like
Well,
it's
That's the thing. Does like this Bohemian Grove and the Illuminati have any sort of like connection?
see when I was reading it, it didn't say it did, unless I was wrong, but I'd have to look into it again.
Yeah.
But I feel like it'd be two different because I feel like, you know, this is probably just more of like a so okay, I feel like the Illuminati was like a real like exclusive group, you know what I'm saying? Even though this is exclusive, this is like normal people can get there, but you just have to be at a certain position too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know, but
I don't
It's
know.
weird that it's happening on like government property.
yeah,
Like that
yeah.
it's not private land.
And that's why it's
There's-
weird because like it's like
Mhm.
official property that obviously you're not allowed to enter. So
Maybe
they
it's part
know
of, like,
what's
the
going
president.
on there, but
Mhm.
obviously it's like exclusive, you know what I'm saying? So
I mean, if Richard Nixon, like maybe it's a presidential, like it started as a presidential thing.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I thought of that, but then I was like, yeah, but not like all these people weren't even like politicians or like it was just like,
Right.
yeah,
But
Mhm.
maybe a president started it.
maybe,
and
yeah.
They've expanded.
All right, I'm definitely gonna look into this again because I'm interested again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We'll have to revisit that.
Yeah, I'm
Come
gonna
back with
revisit.
updates.
and then we're gonna have like a 2-hour special, and I'm just gonna talk about it. Okay.
An
We're
expose.
going to-
Yeah. I'm gonna go on. It's gonna be my TED talk. Okay, I'm just gonna go on and be like, listen, everybody, have I got the topic for you today? And I'm just gonna go crazy. And I'll get
There we
kicked
go.
out for being a nut job.
You'll go missing.
Yeah.
Alex Jones is going to call you with a job offer.
He's gonna be like, boy, he's like, finally, somebody else believes me.
You're talking my language.
He's listen, pal, we've got the same interests here. But yeah. So yeah, that's my slide obsession. Justin knows something about besides I told him. There was a night I was in Justin's room for like an hour just talking to him about this. I'm like, Justin,
And it
will
was
not believe-
interesting because
Yeah.
I had never heard of it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you stumble on that?
Okay. I think I was watching like YouTube and it was and it was
Or
like
wasn't it on a TikTok?
no. I went to I found it and then I went to YouTube and it was like 10 most mysterious things in the world. And it was
Or
one of
maybe it
those
was
things.
YouTube.
Yeah. And I was just like, you don't say, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Tell
So
me
that-
more.
I know. And then I was like watching other videos and was like, this is a real find we have here, you know? But so yeah, that's all I got.
Stuff like that gets you.
It kept me
thinking.
up at night, but in a good way, you know?
Yeah.
That's what they mean when they say things keep you up at night.
Yeah.
Researching.
I was just going to town, going crazy.
Delving the depths of YouTube.
Yeah. I was like, it was like YouTube. I was on Reddit. I was on other websites. I was everywhere, dude. I was like, you need to find somebody else who also was interested in this.
Yeah.
So
It's
well,
fun.
now that I've informed you guys about the Bohemian Grove, I think
that's all we got.
that's all we got for today. So if we have more, or if you guys think of any more, we can always come back and have a part 2 someday.
Oh,
But and other than that, thank you both for coming on the show. It was a great
Thank
time.
you.
I
Thanks
know
for having
you.
us.
You're welcome. I know you guys had wanted to come on since the very beginning of this
Yeah,
podcast.
that's what I wasn't going to say anything.
You know, some
but I feel
scheduling
like
conflicts. You know, kind
address the
of.
elephant in the room.
right.
know,
we
but-
should have been like your first guest.
You know, we kind of had some.
We had to save some stuff for season 2.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
listen, this is like pre-podcast merch I'm wearing. I've been a
Exactly.
supporter
I
since
know,
the
see?
beginning.
See, this is the exclusive
There you go.
members.
Yeah.
We're gonna make our own
Natalie made a
Bohemian
fan
Grove.
account for you.
Yeah.
See that merch is only for the Fresh Squeeze Grove. Okay,
Oh,
No.
nice. Fresh
Ah.
Squeeze Grove.
it's exclusive. Bohemian Grove, not Fresh Squeeze Grove. That's right.
Nice.
Anyway, well, we thank you all for listening or watching on YouTube for another week. If you have any others you'd like to talk, let us know. Or what is your favorite urban legend if you have one? Also, remember to check us, especially this episode. Check it out on YouTube since we do have videos of all our participants, as well as check us out on our Instagram and our website if you want some merch that's not those ones but some other ones. So
Hey, we'll do a 24-hour retro drop.
we probably won't, but Justin says we will. Okay. Other than that, that's all I got to say. Justin, anything else you want to say before we end it here?
Say, I don't know, what's how does a urban legend say goodbye?
You can
what's-
howl like a Sasquatch.
Yeah, Brittany's got to do a Sasquatch
Brittany,
call.
do a
for us to
Sasquatch
sign us
call.
off.
We can only end it this way.
Oh, we can all do a Sasquatch call to end it.
But
they-
that's what it sounds like.
Do they have a recorded? Do they have any recorded sounds?
Well, if they do now, because I just did one.
Here, Brittany, demonstrate it, and we'll like echo it back to you.
Yeah.
There's different versions
Just
of it.
whatever
I don't
your
know if
heart's
I can
desire.
Throw one
physically do
out.
that.
Throw one out there for the people.
Oh goodness, this is a lot of pressure.
This is first contact with the online Bigfoot audience.
This is a make or break.
Let's just make one.
Just send it.
Let's go. Ow, ow, ooh!
That's a wolf. Hold up.
They
Okay.
sounded like dogs.
All
I'm
right.
telling you. Look it up.
We will. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
we need to
That'll
cut this
do.
off. All right. Thank you for your attempt, Brittany. Anyway, thank you all for
No
listening
problem.
again, and you'll catch us again next week. Okay, bye.
Yep. Thanks for joining.